first job. So my first job was canvassing, and if you don't know what it is, here's a definition. Hey, this is a good way to make quick money. It's only gonna last 2 weeks and I won't have to be stuck with it. Yeah. So I signed up for it. So my job was to basically go around neighborhoods and survey people about the election. Sounds easy enough, right? Wrong. It was terrible. I will never, ever do that again. The job itself was easy, but our bosses were completely insane, and their management skills were very unethical. So when we were canvassing, we always worked in small groups. Everybody would meet at the office, and every day we had a different neighborhood to go to. We would Uber to our location. Everybody was assigned a certain section of the neighborhood, and then we did our job individually. So I will tell you why this job was weird and really, really dumb. The main boss, her name was, let's call her Claire. So Claire was completely obsessed with this election. She was constantly hopped up on coffee and always overly energetic and pretended to be super optimistic all the time. Like, there's no way we're gonna lose, guys. We have to get every voter possible. We can't let any house untouched, uncanvassed. The election depends on it. But yeah, needless to say, this chick was nuts. She would just never stop smiling. If you did something wrong, she'd be like, oh, that's okay. We're only going to lose the election. And if you didn't go to enough houses and we lost, then it's your fault. Well, she wouldn't exactly say that, but that would basically be what she said without having to say it. That wasn't the only reason why my bosses were crazy. They also had the dumbest rules. There are 3 rules that weren't told to us until we were already out in the field working. So these 3 rules were no bathroom breaks, no lunch breaks, and no stopping ever for anything at all. Okay, so first dumb rule. I was working for a couple of hours and started to get hungry, just like any other normal human employee would be. My bosses never told us when we were actually allowed to take a lunch break or where we could meet up or stop or anything. So I called and asked, hey, so when are we able to take our lunch break? Oh, no, you don't get break. What? What are you talking about? I don't get break. So they're legally required to give us a lunch break. But what we didn't know, because they didn't tell us, we all got food before we left at about 11:30 in the morning. And we didn't know that that was supposed to be our quote-unquote lunch break.
How can you give us a lunch break? And we didn't even start working yet. What?
And about 5 hours had passed, so everybody was already hungry, and everybody thought that we were going to stop and eat and meet up and take a break. But our bosses didn't let us stop and eat at all. So wait, what? I started to get nervous. You see, I have this magical, wonderful thing called hypoglycemia. It's basically low blood sugar. So if I don't eat enough, or if I don't eat in a really long time, my sugar gets really low and I get really sick and I pass out. And I told him, I could tell that my sugar was already getting low since it had been a couple hours since I ate. And I started to get really shaky and really fuzzy, and I had a bad headache. Oh, yeah, well, remember I told you that I had that medical condition? Oh, yeah, just eat a couple snack bars, you'll be fine. Excuse me, but I know how to take care of my body, and a couple of snack bars isn't gonna help. Especially since I already had eaten all of them a couple of hours ago. Yeah, well, my sugar is kind of getting low. I really need to stop or I can get really sick. Oh, no, you can't stop. Excuse me? No, you can't stop. You have to cover as much ground as possible. Okay, but if we're not even allowed to eat, when are we supposed to go to the bathroom? Yeah, we don't really take breaks.
Wait, what the flip, flop, flip, wait,
no consideration for his employees whatsoever. I wasn't the only one who was hungry. I was just the only one with a bad medical condition who wouldn't be able to handle it. And had I known that they weren't even going to allow us to stop and eat, I wouldn't have signed up for that job at all. You know what the first thing I did was? I looked for the nearest restaurant, I went in, I ordered a sandwich, and I sat down. And I ate. I did not care. I am not sacrificing my health for this job. That is ridiculous. Like, how could you expect somebody to do that?
So a couple minutes later, I got a phone call. It was one of my bosses. We'll call him Greg. So I picked up the phone.
Hi. Hi. Is everything okay? No, I had a little situation, but everything's fine now. Oh, okay. Because we noticed you stopped. Yeah, I had to sit down for a couple minutes. I just needed a moment to myself. Okay, just know that every minute you spent slacking is another minute the opponent is gaining victory over us. Okay. Don't worry, I have a bunch of houses I can go to here. Okie dokie, have a great day out there.
Oh yeah, did I mention that we had tablets that tracked our progress? And yeah, they used GPSs.
They were literally tracking us. If you stopped for about 10 minutes just to take a break, because you're literally on your feet all day, just walking up huge hills, and you get lost a lot, okay? They would call you and be like, hey, how's it going? So they're basically expecting you to walk around for 9 hours straight, and they wouldn't even let you sit down. It was like ridiculous. One time I had to go really, really bad. I looked up on my GPS, I saw that there was a Subway. While it was close by car, it was like a 20-minute walk away from the place where I was surveying. Keep walking and probably get a UTI, or take a detour and go to the bathroom. I chose to go to the bathroom. It was getting dark, and I was just like, yep, no, I'm not risking an infection for this. And then they called me like, hey, what you doing? I'm like, yeah, I went to the bathroom. They're like, oh, okay, well, yeah, try not to do that. And I'm just like, oh, excuse me for my human bodily needs. They treated their workers like robots that just ran on fuel, and their feet never hurt, and they never got hungry, and they never had to go to the bathroom at all. It was completely unethical, and I don't recommend doing it. So, yeah, those were my crazy bosses and my terrible first job.
Let me know if you guys had any crazy bosses like that below in the comment section.
I actually have more terrible stories about that first job, but I could wait for another video. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed my misery. See you next time. Later, taters.